Hey y'all, Megan, iEmergent CMO here to walk you through the real estate agent profile here in our dashboards. If you're looking for access to the dashboards, search our knowledge base for dashboards and you'll be able to see how to get access to these if you have it. So the real estate agent profile is to drill down into individual or groups of real estate agents to see how many loans, where their loans are, or how many listings, where their listings are, open, closed listings, MMCT listings, things like that. So the first section here, we are going to pick our agents. And this sorting screen here, this is where we see and get to explore what kind of performance metrics we're looking for. So let's say we want to know in the Atlanta market, you'll see this table will filter, and it will also filter this to the same names. I want to do just for 2024. So this is narrowing down again. Seller or buyer, do both. Um, any loan type. Let's see for MMCT. We'll see quantity of loans in majority minority census tracts. So for pretty much all the metrics we've had, Mark Spain has been top of the list. So let's go in and see what his numbers look like. So because he's top of the list here, he's going to be top of the list here. So I'm going to select him. I'm going to apply. So you can see it filters now just down to him. And then if we want to, we can limit to the real estate offices, the companies. And for him, he's working all under his own one. But of course, some real estate agents work with all sorts of different partners, and so we can filter that down. So next, we're going to go into listings, and this area will keep the filters that we applied up here, which we can now change now that we're zoomed in here on Mark. So we can see the Atlanta area. We can see a little heat map by county, and hover over, see what his numbers were in each one. We can see total numbers, average list price, MMCT breakdowns, some other facts and figures here. And remember, we are just looking at MMCT right now, so this is his specifically MMCT performance. If I go ahead and remove that and we look at all census tract types, you can see that that extended out the counties in the market and then brought that listing count way back up compared to MMCT. So if we want to look at, we can look at how many active listings there are right now, 156. So quite active. We can look at sold, which is going to be the majority of them. I'm going to go back to all here. He is clearly on the selling side. If we had someone who was split seller buyer, we could filter here if we just wanted to see buyer or seller. So for him, I'm going to filter seller, and that's going to take out that one buyer property there, just as an example. But we'll put that back in. So we can see his listings. We can see over time, we're just looking at 2024 right now. But if we went back and we looked at all years, which from this drop down is going to be 2023 to 2025, we'll see the numbers changed to reflect the 3-year time period. And then this chart got built further out. And his trend of properties pretty much follows what the market has been doing. Right now it's segmented by seller buyer. For this guy, is not overly helpful because he just has the one on the buy side. But since we were looking at MMCT, let's see what the MMCT breakdown is. All right, so we can see it is more than half of his loans, pretty much almost across the board. It's been changing a little bit recently, are in majority minority census tracts. we can see that trend over time. And then, of course, 2025, we're just barely into Q2 here. So it's showing the most updated data that we have. With some of this higher data, we can look if we want to by year and see some of those bigger trends. And there are other metrics we can play with here as well. Agent role, so again, not really helpful on this particular person. We can look at LMI census tracts. We can look at the loan type that ended up going through on the property, different majority population census tracts, property type, status, open, pending, sold, etc. So that's how to see that data. So if I'm looking, do I want to partner with Mark Spain? I can see what I want to see about his performance over the last couple of years and help make that decision. Looking at affiliates, so I like Mark's numbers. I want to see who he's been working with. So again, right now, time period, we have all, but I'm going to filter that back down to 2024. Who did he work with in the last year? And I do want to focus, we'll go again back to the MMCT, since that's what we filtered on. And these are showing his loans just in the Atlanta MSA here. So we can see all the loan officers that Mark worked with, and that his customers got loans through. So incredibly diverse here. The highest one is 5, and there were what, 1,600 loans. And so incredible diversity here as far as the loan officers that he's working with. The lenders are much more concentrated. United Wholesale Mortgage, Rocket, the big guys. And then it goes down from there, and still pretty diverse. And we can, using this little kind of box with an up arrow, that we can export this to Excel if we want to, and do, more combination, look closer by date, anything like that if we want to. But pretty good view in here. And then it also gives lender contact information over here. I'm not going to scroll over because we don't need to be giving that away, but it does have contact information so that you can have that for those loan officers. And then the agent selector, I'm guessing you saw, we're still filtered to Mark here. It does have contact information for the real estate agents, so that if this person is of interest to build a relationship with, you've got contact information right there. So that's the real estate agent profile. It's a way to drill down into performance for an individual real estate agent, or what do you call a group of real estate agents? A pack, gaggle, if you want to look at multiple at one time, seeing who they work with and what their numbers have been over time, different census tracts, all of that. So this is a good way to find new partnerships, confirm existing partnerships, just work to build more relationships throughout the community.